Where in the rule book does it say you can only show 10 albums you play the most? Well, I have 10 more albums I play the most, starting with the Rolling Stones' Sticky Fingers. What a great album. Bitch, Brown Sugar, I Got the Blues, Sister Morphine. You cannot beat this album. Well, you can beat that album with Nirvana's third and final album, and this is my favorite of the three, although I like all three, but this album is so dark. I mean, you don't put it on to get in a good mood, but it's a great album. Acoustic Blues, introduction to the Acoustic Blues. Jorma Kaukonen and Jack Cassidy of the Jefferson Airplane started Hot Tuna, and they started it right here playing just acoustic guitar and bass. Some of my favorite blues songs, traditional, few originals. And when I got this album, I had to admit that I like country music. Yeah, You Ain't Going Nowhere is the song I played the most out, and still played it 2 nights ago again. And just introduction to country music, all in one album. Country rock, you could call it. Why not? The North American version of Rubber Soul, far, far superior than the English version. This is killer album for sure. And it's got I've Just Seen a Face, which isn't even on the other one. Love this. Has a feel to it that the other one just does not have. Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone. I remember that song came out. It was the song you put on to make your parents cringe, because it was 6 minutes long, and it went on, and it sounds great. Still sounds great today. Never ever got sick of it. And Mike Bloomfield's on this album, so you can't beat it. Grand Funk Railroad. Now they have a version of Paranoid on here, but it's their own song, Paranoid, and I like it just as much as the other group's song. But this is called the Red Album, and I haven't quite ever figured out why it's called the Red Album, but it is called the Red Album. And look inside, there they are. Grand Funk. Well, at this point they were called Grand Funk, but long name, Grand Funk Railroad. But Johnny Winter, and I read that Johnny Winter wasn't crazy about doing rock and roll, but it all came together here. Rick Derringer's on this album, and there's no cuts on here that go down. It's all up all the way. Procol Harum is one of my favorite groups, except for the last few albums. But this is a great album. When it came out, it was so different. I mean, In Hell 'Twas an I, big long epic, going through all these different changes, and Robin Trower coming in with some fantastic guitar. And look at this cover. That is one of my favorite covers. I had this cover on my wall for a while because it's so great. Best punk album of all time, Richard Helen, The Voidoids. And I still listen to this album. I love the guitar player on here, Robert Quine, I think his name is, how you say him. He was older than the other guys, and he was bald, and he was in a punk group with Richard Hell. This is, if you want to listen to a great early punk album, I hate to use punk, but anyways, this is a great rock and roll album. So that's it. That's 10 more albums that I play the most. And you never know, there may be more. Well, of course there's always more.